Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the player ratings. Everton getting a draw at the Etihad Stadium. Yeah, good point. Could have been, should have been more. Certainly feels like it could have been more, but with those late breakaways, yeah, there'll be lots of stills going around social media tonight of where Jack Harrison having three players to the left of him and all that kind of thing. But more still, Jack Harrison will be going mental again of more stills of him. The stills of him the other day at the Chelsea game, and the ability, the opportunity he had to score today. It'll be should he have passed again? Yeah, just massively disappointing. Massively disappointing that we didn't do a little bit better in those situations. But let's get into it anyway. Jordan Pickford, obviously made, just a massive save. Huge moments in the game. Just not far into the second half, and he pulls out a penalty save like that. And listen, people will go, "Oh, it wasn't a great penalty," but you still have to save them. You still have to be there. You still have to go the right way. If he goes the other way, it makes it look like Haaland just stroked the ball into the back of the net. So a massive penalty save for him. And all in all, I thought he did quite well. Yes, some of his kicking again was a little bit, at times he's giving the ball away where he shouldn't be giving the ball away. Let's put it that way. There's opportunities to look after the ball, and maybe he could have done that a little bit better. But all in all, you make a save like that. I think he made another save as well in the second half with his feet. He made 4 saves in total, 1 high claim. And all in all, he's had a pretty good game. So, yeah, as I said, they weren't exactly peppering our goal as such. So it's not going to be. I'm not going to give him like a 10 or a 9 in, because he only had to make, I think, 2 saves, 1 being the penalty, and obviously the penalty is massive. So Jordan Pickford, I gave it 8 today. Seamus Coleman back in the side. Apart from I think once when he gave the ball away really stupidly, he was in the edge of our box in the first half, and he was trying to be clever and find one of our players rather than just give it away. And he give it straight to one of their players. But apart from that, I thought he did really well for his first game back for a while. His run up the pitch, surging run up the pitch allowed, got us into the position to score our goal. 5 clearances, 2 block shots, 1 interception, 1 tackle. Wasn't dribbled past, which is massive. Won 3 out of his 5 ground duels as well. So all in all, Seamus having a really good all-round game. I think, just apart from, as I said, that one moment where, again, just realise what'll happen if you give the ball away. Could lead to something huge. But I think all in all, Seamus did really well. So I give Seamus Coleman a 7.5 for today's game. Vitaly Mykolenko on the other side, not necessarily a similar story for him. Give away a penalty. Dribbled past 3 times. Only won 2 out of his 7 duels. It wasn't a great day for Mykolenko. Could have maybe got sent off for the penalty as well. He got tore a strip off him today, let's be honest. It wasn't a great performance by Mykolenko. After a couple of decent games as well, but he just got destroyed by the pace today. And you could just see it in his all-round performance. He never really got into the attacking third as much. It was all around our box. And when the opposition has got genuine pace and they don't, they go straight for you. Doku's got pace, but I find that he just arses around far too much. Whereas I think Mykolenko on that side. You know, it was a lot tougher for him. So Mykolenko, I would give a 4 for today. I could even go lower, but yeah, a game he'd want to forget, a real game that he'd want to forget. James Tarkowski, I thought was very, very steady today. 10 clearances, 3 block shots, 1 interception, 2 tackles, won 3 of his 4 aerial ground duels. Sorry, no aerial duels today. I mean, he won the ball quite a lot in the air, but I don't think anyone would say they were duels. I don't think anyone would say they were duels at all. But I think he was very, very steady today. Very steady. Never got dragged out of position. Never got put into positions where he didn't want to be. And was very much the rock that the defence. I was going to say clean sheet then, but we didn't get a clean sheet. So used to saying it. Very much the, what we depended on today. And him and Branthwaite again have been. Listen, neither of them have been perfect, but as a unit, we're obviously improving as a unit defensively, and that's been a big part of him and Jared Branthwaite being back together. Both of them have their wobbles, both of them have their moments. That's fair. But as a unit, I think they stay really compact and do their job. So James Tarkowski, I'd give a 7.5 for today. Jared Branthwaite, again, a couple of moments he could have done possibly better with. 7 clearances, 1 block shot, no interceptions, 2 tackles. Ground duels won 2 out of 2. Aerial duels won 2 out of 4. There was a couple of moments where maybe he could have done a little bit better, and obviously the ball ricochets off his foot. I did say in that, I think I was saying in the, I think I said in the starting 11 show how we hoped he did a little bit better in Manchester this time. Obviously, he put the ball in the back of the net at Old Trafford. I don't think it was classed as an own goal, and then give the ball away for their second goal. And he did have a poor all-round game. He wasn't perfect by any means today. There was a couple of, as I said, there was a couple of wobbly moments with him. I still think he's finding his footing. He went down for it with a knee injury, which I was seriously worried about at the time. But all in all, pretty steady. And as I said, he's just growing every week. Hopefully, getting back to the form. He's not off that form yet. He's not where he was last season by any means. He's not quite there yet. But I think he's improving week on week. And today, obviously, with Haaland, he would have had night. Obviously, last season really tough. We all remember the one where he got bounced by Haaland. There was no real moments like that today. There was a couple of wobbles, as I said, but pretty steady. So I'll give Jared Branthwaite a 7. On Mangala, again, 51 touches of the ball, 92% pass accuracy. Just sat in front of the back four, trying to screen. And that's where where he was for most of the game, was just in our half, screening that back four. And did well, did generally quite well, as I said, 92% pass accuracy. Ground duels only won 2 out of 6. But just for screening, I thought he did quite well. Dribble attempts done 2 out of 2. But I just think that 3 in midfield has just been working the last 3 games. It might have been a blessing in disguise that, well, maybe not that Dwight McNeil had, because if Dwight McNeil had been fit, then I think Jack Harrison wouldn't have been inside. But having those 3 in midfield really helped us in the last 3 games. Helped us defend better, have a safer platform in midfield, and I think Mangala's been a big part of that. And obviously, he's been back on the side since the Wolves game, and we've looked so much better in midfield. He can sit, and that allows the Core and a Disagana Gay to go and do what they need to do. So Mangala, I would give a 7 for today. A Disagana Gay, again, very, very steady. Another good 90 minutes, 48 touches, 88% pass accuracy. Ground duels won 3 out of 5. And again, as I just said, they're very competitive, very much just doing the job we see him do week in and week out. And it can't be easy when you're doing that at the Etihad with them having so much of the ball. Again, his role today, just sitting in front of that back four, just cutting out the passing lanes and working really hard. So Idrissa Gana Gueye, I would give a 7 for today. Abdoulaye Doucouré, I thought he worked really, really hard today off the ball. Lots of energy. Those two were sitting. He was more obviously defending, but also trying to get forward, giving loads of energy in midfield. Only the 35 touches, but 96% pass accuracy. Dribble attempts 1 out of 1. Ground duels 3 out of 7. But I thought every time we broke away, he was there. He was in the opposition half, trying to get us forward, trying to be on the edge of things. Didn't always come off, of course, but I thought I do think in that we've seen Doucouré drop into that 2 in midfield. I don't think it quite worked. Although I do think he can't play that number 10 like he can anymore. But I do think this 3 helps him. And I think it's helped us massively in the last few games. So I think once again, he's done his part. There's a little bit from him when we're going forward, when we need it. And it just, that role has just suited him a little bit more, I think, than playing as the number 10 or playing as a 6-stroke 4. So yeah. So I would give Doucouré a 7 as well for today's performance. Jack Harrison, again, offensively, not great from Jack today. Played the 90 minutes. 34 touches, 75% pass accuracy. But as I said before, most people will only remember what he's done at the end of the game. I mean, I don't really remember him doing much before the end of the game, to be honest. He hadn't had that many touches. But he's had a couple of opportunities or got himself forward, and that the one at the end with the shot, which got blocked. He's got so many options. Don't get me wrong, I don't think it was a great ball into him. I think it was by Brozier. But he's got lots of options. He did put a decent cross in for, I think it was Doucouré, who bounced off Rico Lewis, I think, and went out for a corner. But people will remember him for that moment. The manager obviously come out and go, well, look at how much defensive work he's done. And I get that. But I think when you've got 3 in midfield doing loads of that, and you're almost playing a 4-3-3. I know it's not. I know the 2 wide men are still playing as wing backs. But he's just got to do better for me. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt for how probably much hard work he's done defensively. And there's quite a lot on the heat map in our half, in our box. So obviously from that point of view, he's worked really hard. But I mean, he only won 3 out of 11 ground duels. 4 dribble attempts, only 1 successful. 9 crosses, 4 accurate. So nearly 50%. It's not bad for him. So I'd give Jack Harrison a 6 for today's performance. I'm not going to go too in on him, but I'll give him a 6. On the other side, Ndiaye obviously got Everton's goal, and it was a brilliant goal, to be fair. The way he put it in the with the outside of his foot, beating Ortega, fantastic finish, just exactly what we needed. Again, worked really hard. Only 36 touches, 88% pass accuracy, key passes 1. But it's that I've said it. I think I said it in the preview that he has to be playing in and around the box. He has to, because when he's picking the ball up on the halfway line, you just don't see enough end product. Of course, people might question it, but he can't do it on the edge of the halfway. He has to be in and around the box. And we saw when this ball drops him, that's where he should be. He's a natural number 10. So he should be playing off the striker. I know that it's not necessarily going to work that much in this team, but he has to play higher. Now, if we had attacking fullbacks, both of our wingers could get higher and we'd have a proper 4-3-3. But it was a fantastic finish. It really was. It was a fantastic finish to get us something. A lot of people probably think back to a couple of years ago or 3 years ago? Was it? I can't remember. When we got the 1-1 at Manchester City, when we got a goal from nowhere from Demarai Gray. But it was an absolutely great finish, absolutely fantastic finish. And for a team that doesn't score many goals, it's hugely important. So Iliman Ndiaye, I would give a 7.8 for today's performance, mostly because of just that absolutely fantastic goal. Dominic Calvert-Lewin played 70 minutes again. Difficult day for him in terms of being very much on his own. 25 touches of the ball. Won 5 of his 7 aerial duels, only 2 of his 7 aerial duels. Give us a platform again. Not too many opportunities. In fact, the one that fell to Ndiaye sort of zipped past Dominic Calvert-Lewin, didn't it? I think. Again, Dom just feels like at the moment like he's just a battering ram. He's just a battering ram to keep the shape, stay high up the pitch, and then someone like Brozier comes on. And when Brozier came on, Brozier played deeper, picked the ball up and ran with it. So Dom, I always find it hard to give him a score because I just think any centre forward is in this team is very much just on a hiding to nothing. We don't make lots of chances, and they just have to stay up front and try and hold the ball up. He had this moment. He give a few. He had opportunity and give a few stupid. When he had it, just give the ball away a little bit cheaply. But Dom, I would give a 6 for today's performance. The subs, Armando Brozier came on at 12 touches, 100% pass accuracy, which is fantastic. Won 2 out of his 3 ground duels and 1 out of 1 aerial duels. It was a nice little cameo, and in fact, if anything, the most disappointing thing was he just didn't get a chance in the 20 minutes he was in. He was coming in deeper, picking the ball up and spinning them and running at them. I don't think he liked that. There was a couple of times I thought he'd give there was one to Harrison. I think he could have done a little bit better with the ball. But I think I would have liked him to start today, but I understand why he didn't. But definitely on Sunday, I would really like to see him start in a game where you're looking to pick up 3 points. You're looking at it as one of those games where you think, well, before the start of the season against Forest, you're looking at going, this is a game we need to win. So I thought Brozier done really well when he came on. Offered something a little bit different. And that's a good thing as well when you're if you go like for like, sometimes it can be very easy for the opposition. But if you try something a little bit different, and he's clearly a better player than Beto, isn't he? He keeps hold of the ball better, and he's got a real idea in his head of what he wants to do when he picks up the ball. So I think he done really well when he came on today. So I'd love to see him start on Sunday and just give us something a little bit different against what is obviously a really good Forest team at the moment. So yeah, a really good 20 minutes from him. So I'd give Brozier a 7.2 for that 20 minutes. Lindstrom came on also for the last, well, it was like 15 minutes by the time we played it. Only had 8 touches of the ball, 75% pass accuracy. Again, coming on to do a bit more of a defensive job, and I thought he did all right when he came on as well. So come on, done his job. The manager's maybe starting to if he's bringing him on to be as a defensive role, then he obviously is starting to trust him a little bit more. So I would give Lindstrom a 6.6 for today. And Nathan Patterson came on for the last 7 minutes, was it? Came on around the 89th minute. Didn't really have too much to do. Only had 4 touches of the ball. 50% pass accuracy. Didn't really have anything to do, which is a really good sign, actually, that we weren't holding on and depending on him to defend. So, didn't have any ground duels and didn't have any aerial duels, which sort of tells you that we weren't massively under the cosh at the end of the game. So Nathan Patterson, I would give a 6-2 for today because he just didn't have anything to do. There you go. I think that's it, isn't it? I think that's all the subs. Right, there you go. Go and enjoy the rest of your Boxing Day, whatever you're doing, whether you're watching the rest of the footy that's still on or going for a walk or whatever people do on Boxing Days. I just sit in and eat. I think most people will be sitting in and just eating and drinking and watching, catching up on the telly that they didn't watch yesterday. I'll probably go and watch Doctor Who. I've already watched Gavin and Stacey, so there you go. Make sure you check out Baz's videos. We are actually in the studio tomorrow to do the final word and obviously the match preview for Sunday's game against Nottingham Forest, which will be again a tough game, but that's sort of like the last one, isn't it, of the busy period, because the next one after that is Bournemouth next weekend. So it hasn't been too bad. Picking up points. I haven't lost a game since the 1st of December, so it hasn't been terrible. There you go. Is that the best thing? Put that on the poster. It hasn't been too bad. There you go. Thanks for watching. See you later.